down the beach, looking for some action. Had my radio set on a rap station. Saw a girl in trouble, a sticky situation. She wanted me to give her mouth-to-mouth possession.
From those who consider themselves essential decide that following the status quo is nothing more than just an illusion.
You bet on yourself.
You bet on yourself. You bet on yourself on the grandest stage of them all. Our stage.
Your stage.
The stage that you build to tell your stories.
Our story.
Your narrative. Our narrative.
A true awakening starts with you.
Starts with you. We choose you.
Be a part of something special.
Be a part of something special. This is our chance to rewrite history. This is the shift in consciousness. Control your narrative.
Control your narrative.
You bet on yourself on the grandest stage of all, the stage that you made to tell your stories, to control your narrative. You've been warned.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to World Wrestling Radio. I am your host, Nico Extra, coming at you live. I just pulled my headphones out of the shit. And joining us tonight, this evening, the one and only Vinny Laspada, Cool Mike C, Dan the Man, the crew from what used to be NXT. I wouldn't say we're necessarily NXT anymore, right? I mean, maybe the Dan the Man, he's a little sick of it. Vinny's here and there, comes and goes. Cool Mike C, he's pretty much, we were just talking about this. You're the last
for
of a
life.
You're the last of a dying breed, bro, because no one else is really going anymore, but that's just the way it is. So
I'm going to keep going.
We got a lot to talk about.
I'll keep going. So when you want to show up, I'll be there.
Obviously, let's get straight into what we just witnessed live on AEW. I'm pointing up here. It's no longer on there. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa, new AEW champion. Congrats to Thunder Rosa. What a match in the cage. That was beautiful. And hold on. Let me take a second before this. We should have went straight into the honoring Scott Hall. My bad. Thank you, Master Salem, for doing that.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers going out to Scott Hall and family. Horrible to lose another great hero. I mean, for us kids, now adults that have been watching wrestling for a long time, to go and see another pro wrestler die is awful. And 63 is way too young to be dying in this day and age. And a guy like that, who undoubtedly has had ups and downs in this world. I've seen him at the strip club right up the road at the Diamond Club. The guy parties. You know what I mean? We know he partied. We know he partied hard, but he got back. He got on the right track. He eventually pulled himself together through DDP. What's up, Nathan? Through DDP yoga. And it's just unfortunate that this blood clot from a hip surgery is what got him. The blood clot, the hip surgery turned into 3 heart attacks. He was taken off life support and lived, another 6 to 12 hour. I don't know the exact number, but a fighting man all the way to the end. And it's just really sad. Guys, what are your thoughts? Vinny, I'll let you go first, then Dan, then Mike. What are your thoughts on Scott Hall and his impact to you?
I mean, I don't know if you were Dan, were you there that night we were at the bar?
Yeah, Ale House.
Scott and Kevin Nash.
Yeah. Both. So I've had the privilege of working with the man a couple times in a company called Southern Championship Wrestling that was here in Florida. I've worked with him in another company that I'm not going to mention in Florida. So I'm not going to say that I knew him, but I would say, I've worked with him a couple times, and I feel like surely that we all remember the ladder match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Was it 10 or 9?
I think it was 10. I don't know though.
WrestleMania. I think it was 10.
I mean, it changed the way that ladder matches go.
Well, that was the first ever ladder match, is what I read.
Well, I was corrected by heel Kevin, who knows his knowledge, and I'm sure Chris Harris can also verify this because he's a professional of the world of wrestling. I was told Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart ladder match took place first before Razor. I believe it was the first ladder match at WrestleMania. So correct me. Yep, Bret and HBK was the first one.
When was that?
He said in '92 they had a ladder match, and then WrestleMania was the one.
It was the championship?
It was the first match at WrestleMania for sure. The first ladder match at WrestleMania. But
okay,
anyways, neither here or there. Go ahead. He was an innovator of ladder matches.
Yeah, we got the privilege, and it was an honor just to, to be in his privilege, in his with him at the bar. Just go. It was like we were a bunch of boys just hanging out and shooting the shit about different stories, and I think that was the coolest moment that I could say I've had with interaction with a wrestler, because I've met so many, but I do feel like not paying for something and just making it as natural as possible was the best part. So yeah, he'll be missed. I mean, he was an innovator for the NWO, and just like Hulk Hogan said it on his speech, that he put him back on the maps. I don't know if I believe that. I'm going to say the NWO did, but rest in peace, Scott Hall.
Dan the Man.
So I have very fond memories of WCW, NWO back in 90, 98, 99, 97. Scott Hall at the time was just that guy that you love to hate, and I think he might have been one of the first true heels for me, him and Hogan, and I don't think anybody can quantify what he meant for anyone that's really for us. I mean, we all kind of are around the same age, except Mike. It's crazy to think about. I mean, that this guy was there. We grew up on him, and I was thinking back to Hey Yo will always live on in infamy forever, and I was just thinking back to how he won the really one of the most popular matches in WCW was World War III, that 60-man 3-ring battle royal, and he main evented a pay-per-view, and that was won that match to earn a title shot, and that was probably the biggest win of his career, really. And
the was that the 3-pillared one?
No, that's the triple cage. That was
some real.
So it's a 3-ring, and they just had a ton of guys just in it, and it was a giant battle royal.
They got crazy in WCW towards the end.
Yeah, so that was probably, to me, one of the top moments of his career. I'll always remember that, and I'll always remember him costing Goldberg the belt and the streak, and he'll be missed.
Cool, Mike C. Final thoughts and prayers on Scott Hall, Reza Ramon.
One of the absolute greatest on his own, for sure, as the bad guy. We all know that. But when you think of Scott Hall, it's Hall and Nash, all the way. Like you said, I'm older. I remember what it was like wrestling before the internet and checking your phone and everything else. It was a whole different story. And the way they played it back then with the outsiders coming in and they're taking over, we can look back at it now and say, oh, that was a good story. But when it was happening, you were there watching it and being caught up in the drama. It was really exciting, and they changed it. They also changed the independent contractors where they could go from company to company to make more every time they'd leave. And Nash was great at that, and he kind of brought Hall along with the business sense of that too. So those two linked together, two of my all-time favorites. And then lastly, with NWO bringing Hogan heel, who else could have done it the way that they did it? No one could have done it any better. And then the vignettes they do, kind of the mini type videos they had at the time, they changed it all up. I mean, you can't give them enough credit. Hall and Nash were outstanding. NWO for life.
For life. They truly were pioneers, and some douchebags on social media were like, oh, they didn't make that. He didn't make an impact. I'm like, the F he didn't. He really did, actually.
He was
because
huge.
NWO changed the way
Meaningful impact.
wrestling. It changed wrestling. It really did. So, anyways, thoughts and prayers out to his family. Really unfortunate to see another one of our childhood icons perish too soon. And then let's just move right on before we start talking, wrestling. Let's talk the serious shit. Big E, broken neck, from a belly to belly suplex from who is it? Ridge Holland on the outside. I don't know why guys are doing belly to belly suplexes on the outside anyways. I don't know why a guy like Big E, who weighs 280 pounds, by a guy Rich Holland, who can barely move his arms and wipe his own ass because he's working out so much, are doing these moves. You could tell when he went to give the belly, he didn't get all the way underneath. He didn't have control of him. He didn't put him over, and he landed him. And it's really unfortunate. He shouldn't have been in that position. And I'm not here to blame Ridge Holland because, in my opinion, that move should have taken place at the end of the day at all. So what are we going to do about this now? And what's next for Big E? Mike, what do you say?
He may not come back, which is really going to be tough. Thank goodness he's not paralyzed, where he could have been paralyzed or died. And it was totally unnecessary. And I think the WWE needs to look at having what's entertaining and what's not necessary and just doing too much. The risk reward just isn't there. And I think they need to dial it down a little bit outside the ring, unless it's a championship match or something really, really meaningful.
Vinny LaSpada, I got to say, I like the new setup a lot more than your old one. And you're taking steps in the right direction. You actually look like you have your own radio show for once in your life. And by the way, guys, I hate to put him over because the dickhead has me blocked on all forms of social media. But Dave LaGreca will be joining the Vincent LaSpada show this Sunday at 2 p.m. via call-in. I'm sure you guys will have some great conversations. That man has pretty much interviewed the who's who of pro wrestling. He's the the owner, or at least lead guy on Busted Open Radio, along with Bubba Ray, Douchebag, and a couple other people on there. So good for you. Congratulations on landing. Dave LaGreca, you're having a hell of a year. Keep up the good work. I
got to tell you how it happened to me. I know it's probably not the biggest guest I've got, but I'm going to tell you what, to have somebody as his caliber, I saw him at Revolution in the VIP lounge, and I spotted him. Me and you were in line, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm not going over there."
He's like, "Oh my God, bro, it's Dave LaGreca." I go, "Oh, I hate that guy." He's like,
and I went over there and I talked with him, and I talked to his wife. And he goes, "Here, take my number and give me." And it's so funny because me and Cool Mike C were hanging out on Sunday at the bar, and I said, "Let's call Dave. Let's see if he picks up." He rings 3 times, and he goes, "Hello," and me and Mike both looked at each other like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "Hey,
I'm a huge fan."
No, I didn't. No, I just said, "Hey, man, I don't know if you remember me talking to you." And he's like, "Yeah, huh?"
Vinny was good. You said you were a good boy.
Oh yeah. So
I
he's
said
like,
he was smooth. It was just a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Tell the story. Yeah. Tell the story.
But listen, I'm excited to talk to him because today he had Chris Jericho on, which was a fantastic interview, and I can't wait. I have loads of questions, and hopefully everything will go smooth on Sunday.
Nice. And Big E, I know I cut you off, but what's your thoughts on Big E?
Well, they're gonna do what they do to everybody. They're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame for no damn reason. That's what they do to people, and then they're gonna make him some kind of backstage vignette, some kind of person that works on the road, or some kind of commentator. That's what they're gonna do.
I mean, the guy has personality, and there's obviously a place for him. He's paid his dues in the ring, outside the ring, and he's a likable guy. You could see by the pour out of love and respect for him from everybody when he gets injured. It just sucks. It just really sucks to see guys at that level get hurt and maybe never wrestle again. And if so, never wrestle at that level again.
Yeah, but at least he won the title. I mean,
thank God. I mean, if he didn't win the title, would be so disappointed that he didn't never have that opportunity to become the WWE champ. Timing's everything. But at the same time, if he doesn't win that title, he wouldn't have been where he's at, ended up getting freaking belly to bellied by Ridge Holland. You know what I mean? Like, your career path leads you to where you're at. So Dan, what do you think about all this?
It's sad. It's unfortunate. Accidents happen. Usually I don't want to blame Ridge Holland for that, because I think it's equal, as much as it is the person giving you the suplex, the person taking the suplex, because they're the ones that have to really jump and sell it and get into it. So I don't think anyone's really in fault here. And it's an unfortunate thing. You never know if this is career ending, but just in seeing Big E, knowing him, I don't think it's the last we're going to see of him. And it wouldn't shock me if he comes back in, 2 years and he's full on wrestling again.
I mean, even if it's not career ending, it's definitely career altering.
Right.
If anything, he's missing WrestleMania this year. I mean,
Right.
it's just unfortunate. And it sucks for anyone to happen, even a guy you hate, your favorite wrestlers. You never want them to get hurt.
Right.
And it just sucks. Let me just go through the questions here real quick, and then we'll just move on to a little control your narrative. Guess we could talk NXT if you guys want. I don't really give a shit. We can talk about AEW. We could talk about so much stuff. Prayers to Big E, absolutely. Edge's new theme song. He debuted Monday with a new theme song. He's all dark with blue highlights on his face. I thought it was cheesy, honestly, guys. I did not think Edge's new theme song was very cool. I like You Think You Know Me, and him with the thing. I think he should still be a heel right now and be like, come on, guys, but this new dark Edge, I mean, you got to give him credit for his creativity and how he's able to, turn it in from the Brood to the superstar to this guy. Like, he's just a legend, and I'm happy for him. Vince, what do you think about Edge's new theme song? Did you even hear it?
Yeah, I actually heard it today when I was at work, and I thought it was garbage. I honestly feel like they're trying to take him back to the Brood days. I mean, in some sort of way, because I mean, I feel like every other pay-per-view that's a big pay-per-view, they put him in the Brood character, which, I mean, it was cool for Mania, but then it's like, or no, it was SummerSlam, but it's like you're gonna keep doing it, and then now this is kind of like a foreshadowed piece, kind of like the Brood, but in blue.
Dan the man, do you like Edge's new theme song? You're the optimistic one in the group. What do you say?
Song's cool. I don't see it with Edge though. I think it takes a little too long for the whole chorus and everything to kind of get rolling. I'm not a fan. I think they need to tweak it.
Cool, Mike C. Are you going to save the day and say that they're awesome, or are you going to shit in their cool cornflakes too?
I would say that I would like to give Edge a little bit of latitude and let him work it out, other than the first time. This is his first. I agree with Daniel. Can he tweak things? Does he have a broad vision now, and then he's going to narrow it down to a focus that really makes it work? Give Edge some time. I think he's going to make it work. I really do.
I got a question for you, Nico.
Yes.
What do you think about Raw and NXT switching guys, and each week we see a new character on both shows? This week we saw The Miz on NXT, and then we keep seeing Tommaso Ciampa on Raw. Is that something you think that's giving more of a boost and more people to flock to NXT?
Well, as we all know, as friends outside of this stupid podcast, I'm a little perturbed with NXT right now. So I would say that I think it's stupid. I think that they're bringing guys down after they went and shit on the whole thing and said that they are the new NXT 2.0, new faces, no more vanilla midgets, no more this, no more that. And then they bring in Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry. Dolph Ziggler and Adam Cole, last time I checked, were about the same height with about the same skills, in my opinion. So, I mean, you fired Adam Cole because he's a vanilla midget, and now Dolph Ziggler, a vanilla midget, is the world champion. So it's just kind of silly, and that's the way I feel about it. And then bringing in the Mysterios, I saw Philly was asking about that, thoughts on Dominic and Rey Mysterio at NXT. My thoughts are that the ratings are shit, and they want them to be better, so they have to bring guys down. I do like the concept that guys like Braun Breaker are getting to interact on the big circuit and get a little taste of what's going on before they actually get thrown into the Wolves' Den or the whatever Lions' Den. But at the end of the day, Ziggles, I mean, look at last night. Ziggles, Robert Roode, the Miz. Like it's not the NXT that they've been promoting this whole time. It's a whole new NXT. And I don't know how I feel about it. Vinny, answer your own question.
I'm going to tell you this. I do enjoy seeing some of the guys come down that shit, because it gives fans that don't necessarily have the money or have the time to go to like a Raw or something to come, so they get to see some of the big guys on TV. But then again, my whole theory about this whole thing being rebranded into a 2.0 was you had something that worked. You had guys that were being put over. You might not have liked them. You might have thought it was the same thing. But what do they always say? If it's not broke, don't fix it. And by God, it wasn't broke. And this is the reason. And I guarantee you, this is the reason why a lot of these guys left, is they were tired. They're tired of McMahon, pulling these strings, and Triple H left, and McMahon cleared house, and some of them got released, some of them got fired. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's not being promoted the way that it came out to be. It's starting to be like NXT Raw.
It's got to be disheartening for the boys in the back, the Tony D'Angelos that you haven't seen in a month and a half. You know what I mean? The guys like the new up and comers, the Harlans that they got on Level Up, and then they have a few guys in there making it. I guess you can say Carmelo made it, Melo's Money, and Cameron Grimes. But at the end of the day, when you're sitting in the back and Miz, LA Knight, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, you don't stand a chance, because it's still the same old shit. It's the top-notch guys getting the main event push, and you're in there trying to struggle for your life.
Right.
And then they're going to go back to Raw, and you're going to be sitting there with a finger up your butt because you haven't done anything in the last 3 months. I don't get it. I thought they were really going in a great direction with Breakker as the champ, with the Creed brothers, and then Tiffany Camel Toe, and like all this other stuff going on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm happy that they were able to do that. But now they're kind of, like you said, they've switched gears and they got this whole new thing going on. Cool Mike C, what do you think about the new NXT with inbred superstars coming down?
Well, we all know that the best days were the black and gold brand at full sale. It's never going to get to that level of wrestling. Where they are right now, they're trying to be a feeder system, obviously, to Raw and SmackDown. But let's look at it. Put your business hats on. USA Network is like going, we used to have SmackDown, and this is the other show that we got left with that was supposed to be the next big thing. These guys are terrible. Their ratings are worse than they've ever been. They have to bring back The Miz, Dolph, Rude, AJ Styles. The list will go on and on. This is going to be a revolving door, so get used to it. Mandy came back permanently. This is what NXT is going to be doing. You have to pacify USA Network saying, we're trying, we're going to try something new. Mm-hmm. They still can't get above, $1 million a week. They just can't do it. And it's business, and they've got to show a better effort. And it's not going to be from Tony D'Angelo, who nobody heard of except wrestling fans or someone else. Mm-hmm. You got to throw some names on the screen, and bringing Miz was a good idea for last night.
Well, just for the record, AJ Styles, Matt Riddle, and I'm sure the Miz, I can verify and double check the stats. None of them fuckers drew 1 million yet either.
Right.
So it's not like they're really moving
exactly
the needle.
Right.
They're not moving the needle like everyone hoped.
But they're trying, and they're selling it to USA, saying we're bringing the best guys in there. I'm sure USA is extremely frustrated.
WWE fan 792 says Ziggler's made more appearances on NXT than he did on the main roster in 2022. Yeah, I think that's probably a fact.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Go ahead.
The main problem that you're having right now is they went from this whole black and gold rock and roll kind of heavy metal kind of, hardcore grunge to now they're trying to go NXT 2.0, this modern day rap, hip hop, kind of go for the modern pop culture thing. And in turn, what they did was they got rid of a lot of the older guys and they brought in a lot of young talent, and they're trying to infuse that young talent. But the problem is they're all still so damn green that you don't have enough talent to make it work right now. That's the real issue. When you have guys that you're taking off the street and these, NIL deals, and they're, hey, come in here and come to the WWE when you're fresh out of, high school, college, and it's like you've never wrestled before, but you got this athletic, build. you're just not ready. Braun Breaker is the exception to the rule, and you're not going to get Braun Breakers coming through the door every month. So
Braun Breaker was born for this shit.
he was.
I mean, here
Literally.
Gable Stevenson was born for this shit, and he's not ready. I mean,
He's not.
He's an Olympic gold medalist,
Right.
and he's not ready in there. And you got Tony D'Angelo, he's not ready, dude.
But his brother's in there. His brother's
Odie,
in
what's
all
his
some-
face? That goofy blonde dude from Chase U. You think that dude's ready?
Hell no.
That match was shit last night. What's up, Julia? How you doing? That match was complete shit with Bodie and that other guy last night. It was so botchy. I know the idiot over there staring at me the whole time, couldn't pay attention to the match, but I was actually watching the match. And it didn't go well at all. It was very sloppy.
But let me tell you, if NXT doesn't start getting better ratings, I wouldn't be shocked if it moves to Peacock.
It needs to move to Peacock. Julia has a great question for us. With Big E out, who becomes the new big deal? I don't think Big E was currently the big deal,
He wasn't the big
unfortunately.
deal.
He was the big deal, and then he got Drew McIntyre, where he was just demoted for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, Drew McIntyre is now fighting Mad Cat Moss in like a panties and bra match over there on SmackDown. So he was main eventing WrestleMania 35 during the COVID era. He held the fort down when no one gave a shit. So I think he was really crapped on in the thing. But yeah, like there's no plan for him really being the top guy. And at this point, I don't know that answer. I don't know. I want to say Matt Riddle because I'm a bro club groupie, but I don't know who the next big guy is. Riddle's in place, or Damian Priest. One of those two guys are kind of like in place to be the next big thing. And I would say currently Bobby Lashley, fucking Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Those
Cody.
are like the big thing right now. And
Right,
then that's
Cody.
Cody.
And when Cody comes in, Stardust, See, Gable Stevenson versus Chad Gable would have been cool when Chad Gable was in his prime 20 years ago.
Right.
Gable Stevenson's 20-something years old. Chad Gable's probably 40. So Kofi Kingston's in trouble. You know what I mean? You ask what we do with Kofi Kingston next. He's in trouble because they don't have plans for him getting another world title shot, I don't believe, anytime soon, which I wouldn't be opposed to. Kofi Mania 2, but that's not happening. King Woods is doing his thing, but and no offense to him, he seems to get injured quite often around here lately. And then you had Big E, who in my opinion was the heart and soul of New Day, and now he's gone. So New Day definitely just took a big kick to the nuts, and I can't see like Bobby Lashley running around dancing like he's part of the New Day. So I don't know. What do they do with Kofi next? Cool, Mike C.
I mean, Kofi can still get into good singles matches, but I don't know. What do you do? Have him tag with anybody else? Maybe it's time. If Big E's out, can you really? I guess the big thing is, do you keep New Day going? Or is this the time to just say, let's kind of put it on the back burner and let these guys go their own ways? Because we don't know if Big E's ever coming back. I say they break up the New Day for now.
Vinny, what do they do with Kofi Kingston?
Honestly, without the New Day, he's really just a intercontinental and United States contender. Do we all agree that we think King Wood should be on his own doing just whatever? I think the whole here's what I don't like about this whole King of the Ring.
Saying Woods is coming back next week, so that's good timing for them. But I feel like they both want more than those tag belts again. They've won it 14, feels like 14 times. You know what I mean? Where'd Vince go? He's gone. See you, Vince.
Oh.
There he is. He's back. Hello.
Let me just tell you this. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but this whole King of the Ring thing, they do it. They used to do it once a year, and it used to be a pay-per-view. Now it's every other year. Then they wait 3 years. I hate when they take things away for so long and they bring them back and then they use them and idolize them all year round. It's like, back in the day when you won the King of the Ring, okay, they put King of the Ring on there for a couple months and it was forgotten. Now you wear the cape and you have the crown and you're king whatever for a year or two.
You all of a sudden get an English accent. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I mean, King Corbin rocked the shit out of that kingdom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
He got that cool hat and he was rocking that. Woods, his injury is obviously sidelined his path for being a great king, but King Nakamura was a total shit show.
Right.
You know, I think it just didn't work. So Dan, the man, what's next for Kofi Kingston?
I mean, the direction they should go is right after Reigns and Lesnar. I think we all can pretty much agree that Reigns is probably going to still win that match. I don't see why you wouldn't now throw Kofi back in, because they had a feud going, with Woods and Kofi and the Usos and Reigns. Throw Kofi back in the title picture and have him feud, a program with Reigns. That should be the next challenger.
So you're throwing Kofi right to the main event, feeding him to Roman Reigns, who's going to choke him out and say weird stuff to him while he's doing it.
But also, the feud was kind of dropped. It was just kind of dropped. Bring it back. It was good.
Brock Lesnar dropped him in what, 8
10
seconds or something?
Yeah. WrestleMania, it's right around the corner. I just don't know. Other than Brock and Roman, what's the big match that you guys would be excited to see? And who do you think's going to win? Charlotte
and Ronda.
Yeah.
Charlotte and Ronda's the match to see.
Is that going? What's the main event Saturday? Is it going to be Bex versus
Charlotte
Bianca?
Ronda?
You think?
Charlotte Ronda. I agreed.
Yeah.
So Saturday main event, Charlotte Ronda.
Yes.
You don't get Ronda back without
why
the
is
main
Becky
event.
walking around saying that she's main eventing WrestleMania?
She can say whatever she wants, but it's going to be Charlotte and Ronda.
Here's what I'm waiting for, guys. Main event. Demo and Eric Redbeard versus EC3 and Titan. That's my main event That's my main event.
Let's
Thursday,
just get right
March
into
31st at Gillies in Dallas, Texas.
Let's get right into control your narrative, guys, since Vince wants to control his own narrative. There it is right there. Damo, currently known as Killian Dane, and Eric Redbeard, formerly known as Eric Rowan, will be facing EC3 and the Titan, Adam Scherr, as the main event at Gillies. And no, dickheads, it's not at a Chili's. It's Gillies. I see your asses on social media. Just so you know, I run their social media. So when you're commenting on Instagram and when you're throwing those jabs on TikTok, I see it. I see it all. I remember this. It's funny because it makes me feel less douchey when I see how everyone, poo-poos on this platter. So I'm excited for this main event. This is going to be pretty good. No doubt about it. Austin Aries versus Weston Blake. This is going to be a hard-hitting match, guys, because Austin Aries has a lot to prove, and Weston Blake is no pussy. He's got military background, legit military background, not that bullcrap where he says he's from the USA. He's a real vet. And Austin Aries is probably the most hated man in the world. I think it's safe to say this in the world of pro wrestling. Who do we got? Let's go. Let's pick these, Matt. Let's pick winners too while we're here, guys. Who wins Damo and Eric Redbeard versus EC3 and Titan?
Well, if they make it, I feel like it makes sense more for Eric Redbeard and Damo to take it, knowing that I guarantee this is a one-off for Eric Redbeard, knowing that he signed with AEW.
They gave him a freebie.
Of course.
Yep.
I think in AEW you can control your own narrative. It feels like.
I don't think he signed with AEW. I think that was a one-off match.
I think it was a one-off with AEW.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
CYN. I think it's the opposite, but we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
Austin Aries, Weston Blake. Who we got?
I got Weston. I got
Austin.
double.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Weston Blake because I know he's a hard hitter, but I mean, let's put it this way: are they going to really let Austin Aries take the W, or take the L? I don't think so.
And Weston Blake and Psycho Boy Fodder beat the living shit out of each other at the first.
That was good.
That was a good match. This one shocked me. I did not expect to see Dirty Dango show up at Control Your Narrative, but there he is, formerly known as Fandango, versus another controversial character. Vince and I had the pleasure of talking to him for about 10 minutes. Flip Gordon, I
reached out to him today too.
We did get Flipper's number. He
no, we didn't get his number. I Instagrammed him today But
you
again,
insert him, you're not his friend, so it's going to go
Yeah.
straight to the.
exactly.
I'll tell you right now, watching Flip do his thing in the ring, the dude is very impressive. He stands by his name, Flippy Flip Flip. He was doing them flips for sure. I feel like Dango has to win this. He's the fun name here, you know. Does Dango get the victory? Cool, Mike C.
Dirty Dango does Dallas. Yeah, let's give him the W.
Remember them? Debbie does Dallas. Those good times back in the day when in the 80s. Dan, the man who wins this one.
I wanted to go Flip, but thinking about what CYN's trying to do, I think it makes sense for Dirty Dango to win it. He's got the comeback story. He's going to have some nasty gimmick here, and I think they're going to have a good little video build to it.
I agree, and they're going to be both fun, extrovert type characters. So this one is going to be, I mean, Killer Cross, guys. A big, huge announcement. If you're not caught up in the world of Control Your Narrative, he was announced earlier this week. Killer Cross, Vincent from The Righteous. The Righteous was the group that faced them in the main event at the Tin Roof. Vincent is with The Righteous. So Vincent and Killer Cross, this is going to be brutal. And also Killer Cross is going to be showing up in New Japan that same week, I believe the next day. So Killer Cross has a busy week. I'm really excited to see him, and there's no way that I see Killer losing to Vincent LaSpada from The Righteous.
Yeah.
Right? Do we all agree Killer takes that W for sure?
He takes it, but it will be physical. Remember how physical the Righteous were with Titan and EC3. He's going to bring it.
Well, do you guys know about Vincent? I mean, are you familiar with him at all?
I'm
just
not.
Are you? Just that one match we saw.
Well, he came from Ring of Honor. No. He wasn't in the Tin Roof. He wasn't. He came from Ring of Honor. He's currently in Impact right now. They got a major storyline going on. So I suggest maybe catching up on a little bit of Impact right now, like over the next couple of weeks.
Don't you think the $1 million question is where's Bray Wyatt going? Where's Wyndham Rotunda going? Is he going to CYN? Is he going to AEW? Is he going to Impact? Where's this fucking megastar going? I mean, he's one of the top professional wrestlers in the world, and he's just sitting out there.
What if he shows up in the main event? CYN.
If he just if he comes to CYN, don't you think the narrative changes and CYN's a competitor all of a sudden?
He does it as a favor.
Do you think these are all one-offs for people?
Yeah, it's a one-off. It's a one-off to do his brother a solid. I definitely think he comes and helps out March 31st. Come expecting to see Wyndham making a big splash, and just think he's going to take some shine away from WrestleMania for 2 days, Thursday and Friday, taking away a little bit of their spotlight for a couple days. Once Saturday and Sunday comes, it's over, but he'll get the press for a couple days.
WrestleMania, more like it.
You know, I was looking at that card. Today, and I got to tell you though, I feel like it's being advertised for more celebrities than it is actual wrestlers. I mean, you got Logan Paul in the tag team match. Last year, you had Bad Bunny.
Right.
I mean, like I say every time we talk, do they not trust their talent? Like, it just looks like a shitty Mania this year.
This is what they do.
Culture. It's pop culture.
At least they didn't bring Goldberg.
It is pop culture. You know what I mean? Exactly right. They broaden it out for once a year. They make it accessible to everyone. This is where they really tried to broaden it out.
But like at the end of the day, if I'm just a casual fan, or I'm just like, one of these internet dweebs over here that's like, oh my God, I love the Paul brothers, I'm not going to order Wrestle Freaking Mania or order Peacock or whatever to so I can watch that match. I don't see the point.
For. So you're saying Jake Paul and Logan Paul don't move the needle?
I don't think in the wrestling community or out there, people are going to tune in to WrestleMania to watch that match.
If you weren't annoyed enough by Logan Paul, he stated on his social media platform today that if things go well, he could see himself full-time in the WWE.
Oh.
I don't know if he's doing that Logan Paul thing that he does, but that dude can market. He's a fucking nobody, and he fought Floyd Mayweather. Think about this. The greatest.
He got stiff. Did you see that? Floyd didn't pay him.
He owed him millions, never paid him.
He owes him millions, and they're still chasing after him.
Damn, Floyd.
Yeah.
Floyd be keeping that money
He
and
needed
buying
to
him.
get
He
G'd up
bought him a
before he
new
got in the ring, and he
Bugatti.
did do it. Rookie, man. Logan Paul.
You
Rookie
get
mistake.
paid. Come on, bro. You get paid up front from that bitch.
I know.
You can't trust his ass. All right. I see we are at 10:50, which means there's 10 minutes left of the show, and one and only Mad Dog has joined us. That means it's time to hit the news music and bring him on to tell us about the news, folks. Are you ready? You're supposed to say yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
I said, are you ready?
Yeah.
It's time for the news. Mad Dog and the news is coming at you live for World Wrestling Radio. But we're going to change the name of World Wrestling Radio because we don't want to be affiliated with WWE anymore. We'll talk about that later, but that's not the point. Mad Dog, take it away.
All right. Thank you all. All right. Thank you all for having me back as always here. First off, I just want to say right above my wall up there is actually the new AEW Women's World Champion. I met her a couple of years ago, so congratulations to Thunder Rosa. And real quick, I just want to say here, my condolences and thoughts and prayers are with Scott Hall's family. As you guys talked about at the beginning of the show, Scott passed away at 63 on Monday. That was my first piece of news here. And Scott and NWO was my childhood growing up. I remember when I was a little kid, they just came to WWE, and that was really exciting for me to see that, and just such a shame. It's so young, only 63. So just thoughts and prayers to his family right now. Thank you. Right. So the thing I have here, you guys keep talking about WrestleMania. There is this one match that is planned to happen as of right now. It's planned, and I think it's going to at this point in time, and that will be Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Now, you guys might be thinking, well, he didn't show up on Monday. Well, apparently, according to Uncle Dave, and this is what he said,
awesome.
it's going to be a situation like WrestleMania 33, where he's just going to show up the day of the show, and they're just going to do the match there. So that's the first piece of news I have for tonight.
Uncle Dave is a sexy boy, that's for sure. His name is Uncle Dave. He's got the looks that drive the boys wild. He's Mr. Meltzer. He's got the news. I'd rather listen to Sean Ross Sapp. He's just a better journalist. Yeah, that's what I said. Sorry.
Well, I have
SRS
something
over
from
Meltzer.
him a couple
You
minutes.
should get your
ago.
news from SRS, not Meltzer. That guy makes up shit.
I get it from just pretty much everywhere. Anyway, so the next thing I have, and this is not from Uncle Dave, thank goodness, and you guys actually said it, is Killer Cross is going to debut for New Japan Pro Wrestling on April the 1st. You guys talked about a little bit Control Your Narrative, how he's going to be back-to-back, so it's really cool to see him doing multiple promotions and just really see him just booming now, even after his WWE career. I'm excited for that.
And he's a star, like Vince and I were lucky enough to go to the Free the Narrative tapings last Monday, and Killer was there, and Adam Scher, Braun Strowman, and EC3, of course. And like all three of those dudes are huge stars, and other people that we won't mention that were in the WWE were present as well. But like when I saw Killer Cross, I was like, oh shit, that's Killer Cross. Like Vince was cool. Vince almost got a job with the guy doing his social media. He befriended him, but like I felt the presence of a superstar. You know what I mean? Like I love that Vince can just go talk to anyone. He's like, "Hey, Killer, how you doing?" Next thing you know, he's like coming in and eating a cheesesteak at your place. But that's one thing you definitely need to do better, Vince, is tell these boys about your cheesesteaks that they need to stop by and eat, and also like the radio show. We need to be straight up asking these dorks to be on the radio. So go ahead, Mad Dog. Thank you for that. We're excited that Killer Cross is part of the CYN family. It just makes sense to see a guy like that. And Free Your Narrative, we got to watch that as well. It looks really good. We saw some really cool Killer Cross footage of him in action.
Right.
Except for Lita.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. And his wife Scarlett just actually said, I believe it was today or yesterday, she said that they will never return to Impact Wrestling. As you guys know, they were about there for I think 3 or 4 years. They were in Impact, the two of them, and she said they're never going to return to Impact. So that's the next piece of news
Guess he's
here.
controlling his own narrative from that, huh?
He is, yeah. Scarlet too. I'm excited to see where both of them end up. It's gonna be exciting. The next thing I have here is from Fightful, actually from our Nico's boy Sean Ross Sapp.
SRS.
He speaks about Candice
He's the only guy
LeRae.
that's more hated than me on social media. It's why I like him.
He talks about Candice LeRae and her contract is going to expire this spring. So that's actually quite interesting there. And I don't know what's going to happen with the contract because neither does he. So I'll keep up on the story and see where that leads. The next story I have here is Joey Janela from AEW is actually going to be leaving the promotion on May the 1st. He will not renew his contract with AEW. He says he's thankful and grateful for the time he was there with AEW, and he wants to move on to other ventures, he said. So
nice. Julia's getting the World Wrestling Radio decal on her car. Julia, don't do that quite yet because World Wrestling Radio is going to be going away, unfortunately.
Right. So the next thing, you guys talked about NXT. I do have some other news from Fightful as well. Saying that now.
I thought you were going to say Nico got kicked out of
it. No.
I was like, this motherfucker's about to report what just happened to me.
No. I was
according to Sean Ross Sapp, you're in an abusive relationship.
Anyway, so. Right. A Raw superstar is going to be on NXT every week, like going forward now. They're going to have Miz, they're going to have Mysterios, they're going to have this one, they're going to have that one. It's just, they're just. I bet you Roman Reigns is going to show up one day. I mean, you watch it. It's going to happen. So
I'd love to be excited for it, but like I said earlier, it takes away from the whole 2.0 that was kind of working for me. Dolph doesn't fit in there. Robert Roode, it just doesn't work. It's great to see him as a fan to be like, holy shit, there's the Miz. But then at the end of the day, you're like, why is the Miz here? Like, I don't know. It's not for me.
Yeah, I agree. I found it weird last night when I was watching the show.
It's for ratings. It's for money, but you're right. Even they can't move the needle.
No, it's still not going to hit 1 million.
I know.
And I have one more piece of news that's actually quite interesting. This morning, when I woke up, Control Your Narrative released their new rules and regulations for the new promotion. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, let
me pull it up. Hold on. Go ahead. Just keep talking.
I was really excited to see this, and I actually like the rules. A lot of people have been, I've been all day, as you guys know, that's just what I do. Looking, and people have been saying what they've been saying, but I think they are doing what they're doing is great. So I'm excited.
Rule number 1, you are in control. Rule number 2, you are in control.
Who did this, man?
I think EC3 made it, right? It had to be EC3.
I love it.
So here's the thing that I mean, and I love the rules and things like no super kicks. No Canadian destroyers. Like, I'm so sick of seeing fucking super kicks. But like, the thing is, if you're controlling your own narrative, you can't tell someone they can't have any super kicks.
Right.
Like, if I was controlling my own narrative, then I would do super kicks if that's what was my move. I think what he's trying to get across is that he doesn't want guys that do super kicks. He doesn't want like young Bucky type fucking kind of dudes.
I get that it's not going to be a spot fest, is what I see from it.
Flippy Gordon's going to do some spots, though. I mean, homie's getting his moves in. So the rules and regulations, if nothing else, did the old Eric Bischoff 83-week special, and that's controversy creates cash. And at the end of the day, that's all EC3 is looking to do is get this name out here. And believe me, this worked. It was all over Instagram. It's being talked about on our radio show right now. It was all over Twitter. Most people are shitting on it because that's how people are. But at the end of the day, he put some content out that got some buzz. You know what I mean? And if it got some buzz, then it worked. And I don't care. This is as old as the day is long in professional wrestling. It doesn't matter if they're cheering you or booing you or calling you a piece of shit. As long as they're saying something, it's working. When they're keeping silent, that's when you failed. And I just want to say to all these fuckers out here on social media that are giving me the business this week, y'all can kiss my nuts because you don't affect me at all. I don't read my comments. I don't read my quoted tweets. So you guys are on there trying to get your likes and follows. That shit does not work with me. All you're doing is making me bigger. So kiss my big sweaty Greek balls. Thanks for that. And I support Control Your Narrative. And I'm really excited to see where this is going. I think that it's something special. And I think the hate for it is ridiculous. You know what I mean? The fact that people are like shitting on it and talking about it before it's even got started says that it's already done what it needs to do, and that's get its name out there. Right. But it also shows the character of people. Like it's saying, oh my God, you're at Chili's, when you have no idea how cool Tin Roof is on iDrive and Universal. I mean, it's like one of the hottest locations in Orlando.
It is.
The location could have been bigger, yes, but it's the first show ever. Where did the first ever World Wrestling Federation show happen? Where did the first ever WCW happen? Shit sure as hell wasn't at Madison Square Garden, all right? So y'all need to get off your little high horses. And where does GCW happen every time? The greatest fucking independent show that everyone loves, right? Everyone loves GCW. Do you ever hear any negative shit about it? No. It's at a goddamn fucking Marriott. You know what I mean? Like, people are being ridiculous about this stuff because of Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, and EC3 and Austin Aries and all these guys that aren't popular. So,
dude, I've seen some GCWs at freaking school gymnasiums. I mean,
and not one person said a damn thing about it.
Dude, ECW is legendary, and they ran out of a bingo hall, a broken down, abandoned bingo hall in South Philly for years. So, yeah, get off your high horses.
I watched WCW, right here. Fucking here. Right here. Rikishi, Panama City. And he wasn't Rikishi then. It was the Samoan SWAT team. My first ever wrestling match I went to in 1985. This dude beat the living shit out of Jobber A and Jobber B. I don't even know who it was. It didn't even matter. This is why I love professional wrestling. I'll tell you right now, this did not happen at no stadium. This was at a pavilion, dorks. And it doesn't matter where it's at if you enjoy the wrestling.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it on that note. Vince, where can they find you?
You can always find me, Vince LaSpada, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then this Sunday, you can find me at 2 p.m. on the Vince LaSpada Show. As my guest this week will be no other than Busted Open's host on SiriusXM's Dave LaGreca. I'll be shooting the shit with him. Join us.
And didn't you have another guest on or no? I thought you had two.
Yes, I do. I have Simon Says, and I have Jake Paul.
Yes, Jake Paul.
Wait.
Jake Logan, bro. You can't.
Is it Jake Logan? I keep getting. Sorry.
Here's how you remember his name every time. He goes, "I'm Jake Logan." How do you not fucking know it? That's his tagline.
You should have let him just go on Sunday with the.
Dude, please don't call him Jake Paul on your show.
No,
I'm just going to do it just to piss him off.
He's going to call him Pope Paul.
If you think about it, he did say Jake Logan. He used the names. You think it's coincidental? Probably not.
I don't know.
Mad Dog, where can they find you?
I am everywhere at Mad Dog. Find me pretty much everywhere. I'm all over the place, so just find me there.
What a whore. You are all over the place. And you can find me, Nico Extra, all over the place. Right here, Nico Extra. Look at that. Link in bio. Come hang out with me. I'm twitching now. I've been playing some 2K22. So you gamers, come hang out with me on Twitch. I'm going to be twitching all the time. I have to put in 20 hours a month to get paid from it. So you'll be seeing me doing some twitching. I'm on YouTube. I'm on motherfucking TikTok with 500,000 followers. You know where to find me. And I just want to thank all of you on Twitter for your love and support the last 24 hours. Your words mean so much to me when I'm down in my lowest and you kick me in the balls. It's just like, thank you guys. It just is so amazing that you're able to rise. And it's funny because like Mad Dog and Dan, like I know you guys are on Twitter. So you see like my comment and then like the shitty comment about what a piece of shit I am afterwards. So it's just like,
well, in case you didn't already know.
Yeah, like just in case I didn't know, I need some dude with 41 followers to tell me that I fucking suck. So thanks for that. Have a nice day, everyone. We really appreciate you listening to us. We're live on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. We need to figure out how to get the LaSpada Show streaming live too, Vince.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe
we need to work on
we
that.
might be rebranding the La Spada show too to something, some universal name here. We got some plans for 2022. We're going to figure this all out. Hopefully AEW is going to be there for us and we'll be AEW media going forward. Team AEW, you know? Why am I over here with a W? You know what?
Dude, we didn't even talk about AEW today.
How about this? Look, boom, gone. Fucking logo's gone. You know what? Don't listen. It's gone. Don't listen. Look at that. I just pulled it. From now on, I'm going to control my own narrative. Oh, we are formerly known as World Wrestling Radio. We'll get a cool name later. In the meantime, thanks everyone. Have a good night. We love you all. See ya.